Hey, this is Dr. Eric Fields, the Weight Loss Pro. So, what I want to do over the next several weeks is I want to produce some videos that are really inspirational. I want to produce videos that are really going to motivate you. So, in the spirit of that, what I want to do today is talk about your weight loss journey and help you see that it's much less overwhelming than you think it is. And by the way, I'm going to explain this odd photo to you in just a second. It's related, I promise. So, many of you that are watching this video probably have what I would call a moderate amount of weight to lose. What's a moderate amount of weight? Well, it's at least 20 pounds, but probably no more than 40. So on average, 30 pounds of weight loss. 30 pounds of weight loss can definitely be accomplished in 3 months. That would equate to about a 2.5 pound weight loss per week. It's a little aggressive, and I even hesitate to use that word because of the connotation. But when I mean a little aggressive, what I'm talking about is it would barely produce any kind of discomfort. I mean, the teeny tiniest of discomfort. And for those of you that think that that level of discomfort would be too much because you have, you know, less of a tolerance for any kind of discomfort, then that would really speak to you having a stronger food dependency issue. So in other words, if you think that that's too uncomfortable, chances are it's in your head and it's due to a food dependency issue. And once we get you in the proper mindset and we fix that, then trust me, you would barely even acknowledge this teeny tiny level of discomfort that I'm talking about. But for argument's sake, let's say that in 3 months' time, for many of you, you could hit your goal of losing 30 pounds. And for all of you, you could come really close to that goal. 3 months is not that long of a time. It's a season. You know how fast a day goes by, a week, a month. 3 months is not that long to be in your ideal shape, which could be life-changing. Your life could change dramatically in 3 months. It's not a lot of time. But here's the really good news. It's really not 3 months, because the effort that you're going to be putting into this weight loss plan is really not the same in the first week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, as it is after the first month, 2 months, etc. What I mean by that is the most amount of effort really happens making that transition, making that change. And a lot of that effort is mental, as I've spoken about many times. So that if you're looking at this like, holy cow, 3 months, to me, even seems like a long time if I'm really going to have to make all these changes, and it's going to be a really new way of living my life, and it's going to be uncomfortable and everything else. Let me assure you that it's shorter than that, much shorter than that, because once you start down this path, once you start really getting into this weight loss journey, it becomes easier, because you become more used to it, and it just becomes more automatic. It doesn't take as long as you think to adjust to this new lifestyle. Because again, what I've basically been preaching for a long time is you don't have to make such drastic changes that you think you're going to have to make. So the changes that you have to make, you can get used to pretty quickly, really. I mean, it doesn't have to take that much time. And the second thing is that you have to account for the motivational burst that you're going to get when you step on the scale each week and you start seeing progress. So in other words, when you start down this path, that first week is probably going to be the most difficult because you have to get used to all these changes, right? Which there's not that many, but going from not doing anything about it to doing something about it or making changes definitely requires some effort and a mindset shift, right? One of the things I always say is going from stop to doing a little something, or going from not doing something to doing a little something, is a lot more drastic than going from doing a little something to a little more. So in other words, going from 0 miles per hour to 1 mile per hour is not the same as going from 1 mile per hour to 2, even though mathematically they're the same, because it has so much to do with that mental shift of going from not doing something to doing something. And that shift really happens in that first week. I mean, the brunt of that shift, I should say, happens in that first week. After that, it gets easier for two reasons. One, you get more used to it. You've been doing this for a week now, every day for 7 days. And the second thing is, if the plan actually works and you step on that scale at the end of the week and you've lost a couple pounds, I can't tell you how motivating that is. It is so hard to then stop when you've already experienced that kind of success and know that, wow, this is working, I can do it, and feel confident. So I have this unusual picture here, this mountain, right? Because a lot of times, I think what people think is that they're going to be climbing up this mountain and it's hard. And this is like the first week and it's hard and it's hard, it's hard. And then they get here. And so from down here, they can't really see this part, right? So they climb the mountain, they climb the mountain, they climb the mountain, and like, okay, phew, we made it past the first week. And now it's like, oh my God, the mountain's higher than I thought. So now I got to climb this part. And then maybe I get up to here, and then there's another mountain part that I have to climb. That is really not what the journey looks like. This is what the journey looks like. The journey looks more like we're down here, we get through week 1, and then it's smooth sailing. We're on a plateau, no more mountain. This is the hardest part. And this may be an oversimplification of the weight loss journey, but generally speaking, the hardest part is that first week, going from not doing something to something, going from 0 miles per hour to 1. I hope this inspires you so that you can really see that your weight loss journey, number one, the total journey does not have to be that long. It could be 3 months to get to your goal. And number two, that within those 3 months, the first week is really the hardest, and then every week gets easier after that, significantly easier. This is Dr. Fields. I'll have more to say on this topic at another time.